All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have huge breaking news, and if you haven't heard it, you've been living under a rock. Adrian Wojnarowski announces ESPN sources JJ Redick has agreed on a 4-year contract to become the next coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Rob Pelinka offered a job this morning, and Redick started work on a staff to surround himself with experience. Now, let's go over a few things before we get into the bulk and potatoes, or meat and potatoes, however you say it, of this decision right here for the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's not act like JJ Redick hasn't been sought after by NBA teams in the past to join the coaching staff. The Boston Celtics, to be exact. The Boston Celtics, I believe, reached out to JJ Redick to have him join the coaching staff, right? So this isn't a person that hasn't had the coaching itch. JJ Redick has had the coaching itch. I think he's waiting on the right opportunity. And what I think was the Mind the Game podcast with LeBron was blatantly just an announcement without it being announced officially until today, because there was no way they were going to get another coach out there to coach Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James other than JJ Redick, given that JJ Redick and LeBron already started the podcast and then starting that tandem of being on the same page when it comes to basketball talk and all that. It's universally telling everybody, yeah, this is the next coach of Los Angeles Lakers. And if you couldn't get that sign, I don't know what to tell you. If you thought Dan Hurley was going to be the actual guy to take the job, I mean, granted, they might have actually wanted him, but I think it was more of a distraction to say, hey, we really want JJ Redick, but let's go ahead and offer Dan Hurley this contract and see if he takes it. He takes it, cool. You know what I'm saying? But if he doesn't, JJ Redick is our guy. It's going to be interesting, though, to see how the locker room conversation and language is, because your best player and your head coach have a podcast together. Like, that's a little odd. Some players might not think positively of that, but some players might not care. So we'll see how that changes the dynamic or helps the dynamic of the team. Now, I think for coaching staff-wise, I think one thing is for certain that they have to do. They have to bring Phil Handy back. He's one of the best player development coaches I've ever been around, ever met. Okay? Phil Handy is a stand-up guy. If you're looking for a staff to surround yourself with experience, Phil Handy. I think, he's a 3-time champ with the Lakers, the Raptors, and the Cavs. Phil's got to be there. Okay? That's first and foremost. Secondly, let's talk about the cons of this. Coaching Los Angeles Lakers is the hardest job in professional sports, not just the NBA, professional sports as of late. You have so much scrutiny waiting to be rained upon you if you fail. This job has been, as of late, the past decade or so, a 1 or 2 and done. They had an NBA championship in 2020 and fired him shortly after they won a championship. This tells me nobody is safe. But I will say this, though. JJ Redick getting a 4-year contract here, the pros of this is that, hey, if I get fired in the first year, or the second year, you still owe me money on that contract. So this is a big payday for JJ Redick. Win or lose, this is a win for him, because no matter what happens, if he gets fired, he can always go back to the ESPNs. He can always go back to the analyst jobs. And he also is going to have a huge lump sum of paychecks coming in from the remainder of his contract if it doesn't play out. Because 4 years from now, I doubt LeBron's going to be on the Lakers. He might be retired. So if JJ really, really wants to coach, I think he finds a way to stay or finds a way to, negotiate something to where he doesn't get fired, okay? But realistically, I don't see JJ Redick playing out the 4 years, like the full 4 years of his contract, only because that's the way the Los Angeles Lakers move, man. They move a little weird, bro. Like, they don't really allow any coach to finish their contract. But if he finishes his contract, that'd be huge. I think JJ Redick, my camera went out. Look at that. We're going to have to rage it. JJ Redick, from a IQ and statistical standpoint and just logicality, like he's a great candidate for this job. I think he'll do a better job than Darvin Ham in terms of relating to the guys and communicating to the guys, and also bringing a different culture to the game that hasn't been there in a while, right? This is totally different from a Luke Walton. I think JJ Redick is actually a top basketball mind in basketball, more than Luke Walton ever was with the Lakers, okay? And let's go ahead and go to this post right here. Let's read this. The Lakers believe that JJ Redick could be their version of Erik Spoelstra. Now, when I first read that, I was like, that's interesting. Like, why would they compare him to Erik Spoelstra? But then you really got to think about it this way. When Erik Spoelstra was on the Miami Heat, right, LeBron James was kind of hesitant and skeptical because I believe he wanted Pat Riley. Pat Riley was like, no. Erik Spoelstra's our guy, and you're going to let him coach you. And I think that's a sense of a great culture right there. If Los Angeles Lakers come in, Jeanie Buss and Rob Pelinka, and they say, hey, look, Okay. This is your guys' coach. He's going to coach you. We give JJ Redick full reins. All right. We're not looking to fire him. We're in it for the long haul. And then I think that sets the tone for the upcoming. For the current team and the upcoming team and the franchise's future history. Future history is crazy. In the franchise's future. The future. You look at all the great teams that won championships, man. Their coaches have been there for a good amount of time. Joe Mazzulla's been there for past like 5 or 6 years. You got Erik Spoelstra, who's been there since 2010, 2009, 2010. Okay. Then you have people like Mike Malone, who's been there for some time. You know what I'm saying? Like, winning a championship doesn't happen often. So just because you lose 3 to 4 to 5 years straight doesn't mean get rid of the coach, especially if you're in the playoffs multiple times. Okay? I think the patience of the NBA has been a detriment to the coaching of the NBA, if you get what I'm saying. Not all coaches are bad. There's some great coaches out there, which is why I'm excited that we re-signed Mike Brown, because we're not guaranteed to get back to the playoffs like he led us to be a year ago. Okay, when we're the 3rd seed. Although we didn't make the playoffs this year, that doesn't mean we give up on them. You know, we have to see it through. It's a whole culture thing. You have to be able to let your coaches work and establish their presence, establish their system to hopefully win a championship. Look at the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are a prime example of that. They do that every single year. I mean, every single year. I'm tripping. They've been doing that every single year. They don't think about firing Steve Kerr like for real. You know what I mean? He's won you 4 championships. So you part ways with Steve Kerr, you're not guaranteed to get another championship ever again. So I think they ride that wave out, as I think these organizations should ride the wave out with coaches who've won championships, i.e. Frank Vogel shouldn't have been let go that fast after winning an NBA championship. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mike Budenholzer was with the Bucks for a little while before he won a championship. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, a lot of people think that getting a new coach in the first year, you're supposed to win a championship, or in the second year, and if you don't, you fire them. I don't like Monty Williams getting fired, by the way, was absolutely asinine. He was with the team for 1 year. I think he has about $60+ million left on the contract, whatever the case may be. But you gotta look at the roster they gave him. You look at the roster you really gave Monty Williams to work with. And after 1 year, you fire him? That's the problem with the NBA today, man. That's the problem. I get it may be a new management, things of that nature, but I still think, I don't know. New management or not, Monty Williams isn't a bad coach. And he didn't deserve to be fired after 1 year dealing with that roster, okay? But that's my spiel for the day. My camera's not working yet again. I have to figure something out, man. I've been trying to figure this damn camera thing out for a while, and it's been tweaking on me. And I'm back. So if you've been listening with no picture on the screen, I appreciate you. Let me know in the comments below, after you hit that like button, what you guys think of this JJ Redick to the Lakers JJ Redick to the Lakers signing. I can't even speak right now. Let me know. Let me know below what you guys think of JJ Redick becoming the Los Angeles Lakers head coach. I think this is pretty big. I think it's pretty huge for the game of basketball. I think this is dope. I think this is cool. This is a no-brainer for JJ Redick. If I'm JJ, I take this opportunity 10 times out of 10, because I guarantee myself a payday regardless if I have a bad 2 years, bad 1 year, and I get fired. I still got to get paid. You still got to pay me that contract somehow, some way. And I would stretch that contract over for like 20, 30 years, so I'm getting paid at least for another 30 years, and I'm getting millions. You dig what I'm saying? But I didn't read this part of it. The 39-year-old Redick checks many of the boxes of the Lakers' extensive checklist for the next coach. He's drawn internal comparisons to a young Pat Riley as a coaching prospect who jumped from playing to the broadcast booth to the coaching chair, which is actually a fair comparison. Los Angeles is confident he can be the version of Erik Spoelstra or Steve Kerr, a culture setter who can grow with the franchise for over a decade. Keyword right there, buddy. For over a decade. You let JJ Redick stay there for 5 to 6 to 7 to 10 years, I guarantee you there's going to be a different culture shift with the Los Angeles Lakers, man. They got to stop being so quick-footed and just, they got to stop, like, they're so quick to change something just because of one bad year, bro. One champion a year. One a year. Let's see it through, man. Let's start seeing more coaches stick through teams unless they're just blatantly awful, like just cheeks. Like, it's been 2 or 3 years and they just been bad. 2 to 3 years, they just been abysmal, or 3 to 4 and they just been terrible. I get it, I understand that. But 1 to 2 years is kind of hard to grade. or judge. You get what I'm saying? But I hope for the best for JJ Redick, man. I think this is going to be good, man. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to see what happens with Los Angeles Lakers this upcoming season, man. That's my spiel for the day. Once again, sayonara. I was all over the place, man. Shout out to my camera for cooking me again. Peace. Sayonara.